lot of people might not like this, but I gotta speak my truth. Captain America Brave New World was a massive letdown and a big disappointment. But don't get it twisted, there's still some genuinely fun moments to be had in this movie. And a whole lot happens in this movie that me and you, we gotta talk about in a spoiler-free manner, of course. Don't worry, there's not gonna be any spoilers. Like I mentioned from the jump, this movie just did not hit. And this is coming from someone who attended the world premiere. And I'm gonna try to be as positive as I can about this movie. I can't be any more grateful to Disney and Marvel Studios for inviting me to attend the premiere, but I also can't lie to myself. Or you guys, you know I always keep it 100. Going into this movie, I was excited. Anthony Mackie taking on the mantle of Captain America and finally getting his own lead movie. Joaquin Torres, a Mexican superhero on the screen. We found out they were bringing back the leader from the Incredible Hulk, and then obviously the introduction of Red Hulk. I was juiced, I was hyped. And then the rest of the movie played. And they really tried to sneak in Incredible Hulk 2 into a Captain America movie. And it just never really felt like this was truly Sam Wilson's movie. That's not to say that Anthony Mackie isn't incredible, because he just brings this warm, energetic, charismatic feeling that just feels real. And honestly, the price of admission is the fight between Red Hulk, which really only lasts 7 minutes, but it is a pretty damn good fight. That they showed a lot in the marketing, but obviously a little unrealistic with Sam still being like a normal person. You could tell they pulled a lot of inspiration from the Age of Ultron fight between Hulk and Veronica. But hey, this is what they were telling you in the marketing. This is why you should come see our movie. So while Brave New World does have a lot of action sequences, they're not enough to carry this lackluster screenplay. Like, this legit feels like an MCU Disney Plus original movie. You can just see the studio notes and rewritten and reshot scenes in this movie, like they don't fit in with the flow of the movie at all. Not to mention that you can't convince me in those scenes those two people are in the same room together. Those blue screens were looking rough. Maybe there's a good version of Brave New World out there, but it probably died in the cutting room floor. And their whole shared universe gimmick is starting to become an issue. You got characters that show up that just spew exposition about who they are because you didn't keep up with the TV show to watch. There's lines of dialogue like, "I'm Isaiah Bradley, I was locked up for 30 years. The dialogue at times made my ears bleed. Outside of Red Hulk, the villains are kind of disappointing. CW levels of cost cutting. I'm really trying hard to be as nice as possible, but I gotta speak my truth and how this movie made me feel. Nothing. I felt nothing sitting in that chair. A movie that could have done so much and said so much. Actually, there is a scene in the movie, without going into any spoilers, that clearly allude to our current president. And then I was like, that's why they didn't have a message in this movie. Ultimately just felt bland, fell a little flat, and played it really, really safe. Just very corny and on-the-nose dialogue with a whole lot of exposition. This movie is literally exposition, dump scene, action scene, exposition, dump scene, action scene. Even the emotional moments don't hit. Like, there's a moment at the end between Joaquin Torres and Anthony Mackie, but there's not groundwork laid that leads up to that moment to make you really feel it. There's also a whole bunch of side characters that just show up, get no explanation on who they are, where it feels like they clearly cut out some scenes for that person or that person. And just overall, the story is kind of a convoluted mess. There are some cameos in this movie that one of them was really nice and genuine and it was my favorite, but the other one felt so artificial and manufactured and I just couldn't connect with that. Not to mention, outside of the Red Hulk CGI, the visuals in this movie are just not fun to look at. Do not even get me started on that post-credit scene. That's got to be the worst post-credit scene in MCU history. I'm not even bullshitting. But we did get a Mexican Falcon. We haven't had one of those since Tony Gonzalez. And yeah, man, I'm just severely disappointed. I'm just praying, man, Thunderbolts will save us. Fantastic Four. I have nothing left besides Fantastic Four. But that's not to say that all hope is lost. You can go watch this movie and you might really enjoy it. Shoot, I hope you do. I can definitely see a lot of people still having a lot of fun with it. Given how much action it is, this review might just be a me problem. But every time I go into a new MCU movie, I always have a really difficult time between separating my love for comic books and those characters, and also for my love for filmmaking. So I'm always looking at it from those two different lenses. And that's why I'm always going to find some type of enjoyment. So while this might have seemed super negative, it's just because I care and I'm being critical. And also because everyone always loves to say that I love everything. No, it just looks like that because I only talk about what I love. Making videos like this really hurts me because this shit really means something to me. I'm gonna make a spoiler review video, so watch out for that. But all in all, I ended up giving Brave New World 2.5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. By the way, follow me there for more in-depth reviews. And I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Are you gonna be watching Brave New World this weekend? If you've already seen it, let me know your comments down below. And as always, like and follow if I'm out.